Second take, week 13, baby. And I'm back in the solo cast. Supposed to have Danny on here. It's on me, boys. That's on me. I missed him. Wasn't able to get it done. Some things came up with the family, of course, the holidays, as you guys know. We're due for one solo cast, right? Trying to get everybody together. But anyways, what a finish we're having to this season. Let alone there are huge implications for playoffs. I think division champs are kind of wrapped up due to the points for tiebreaker. We'll see. Anything can happen, right? They're a game behind. Just looking at it, it looks like Mikey and Xavier are both going to take down their respective divisions. I will say this. The Central Conference division has outscored the Moments Redskins division, which I'm sure makes the champ very sad. Very sad. But let me get into it. There are 4 teams that are 4-8 or 5-7. I'm going to show it on the screen here in a bit, especially in the power rankings. This is going to be quite the finish of the season. I mean, as it always has been in the Sandusky Boys League, it's competitive. It's so competitive. No team's really out of it, except for Nate, unfortunately. But I love to see the competition. I should have led with this. The Chicago Bears have fired Eberflus. The Flus is gone. It's over. Fluber-Luz is no longer part of this organization. The McCaskies have done something they've never done, fired a coach mid-season. I would say at the end of the season here. It's no longer mid-season, but before the season is over, they have fired somebody, and they upgraded Thomas, the offensive coordinator, as interim. All we can hope for here as Bears fans is some version of fluidity in the offense and defense, stay in games, play to make Caleb better, play to make the offense more coherent, repair the relationship between DJ Moore and Caleb Williams. They can tell you they're friends and it's good, but it's not. It's not. The field shows it. I don't know what they're going to do with Keenan Allen. They need offense. I think the offensive line's going to get flushed out. And I mean Tevin Jenkins is probably gone. He can't stay healthy. I don't foresee him come back. They didn't pick up his 5th-year option. We'll see. I would like to bring him back. I think he's a hell of a player, respectable. But just to finish out here for the Bears, we needed a pass rusher opposite of Sweat. They need some more. Shout out Dexter. He has come a long way on that defensive line, has been a force. I'd like another D lineman. We have some options here in the draft, and I'm excited. And I think now I know we'll be better next year, especially with a new head coach, somebody respectable. And we'll get into that. We'll speculate here throughout the rest of the season on who that's going to be, who we want it to be. But as it stands, this season was not up to par, not up to cuff. But let's get back to the fantasy. I'm going to jump over and share my screen here. All right, we're back here for the power rankings. This is it, man. This is how it stands. Mikey and Xavier look like they're going to win their divisions, like I said in the opener. Danny, somehow, and I would love to have him on here just to talk, because this has to be the year that he has paid the attention the most, right? This guy, he's starting his lineups. It's not that egregious, but like Chris Godwin stayed on his roster forever. He was holding 2 kickers for several weeks. I'm so concerned about Danny, but hey, he's been scored on the least, and he's 3rd. So he's going to get that first round bye. Danger Matt, who came out hot, kind of fell apart, and then now he's back at 4. I think it's one of the best seasons we ever seen out of Danger Matt. Starting on draft day. Happy to see him at 4. Mike took an L last week. I think he's going to be fine. Top 6 is guaranteed for him with his record, especially points. He's going to get the bye, but I can see him being a first-round exit. He's really got to get some help from his team outside of Brock Bowers, who performed admirably today. This guy's going to be the number 1 tight end next year in the draft. There's no doubt in my mind. Hopefully it's not a Laporte situation. All right, and then the big if here, the big question mark is Rob. Rob's team, as we know, has just fallen apart these past couple weeks. He's on I think a 4-game skid. This might be 4 or 5, something like that. It's not looking good. I hate to say this to you, Rob, but I'm hoping you lose again. I win, and I can make up the 20-point deficit and jump back into that top 6, because unfortunately for me, I have 2 guys on bye next week in Nico Collins and Jonathan Taylor. And I know I'm not the only one hurting out of us bottom 4 here from 6 or 7 through 10. But Piani, just how he planned it, orchestrated some trades, was losing early. Now he's winning. Now he's getting hot heading into the playoffs. Big Daddy Dave always says, it's better hot later than early. So shout that out. The champ. Sat with the champ yesterday on Thanksgiving Day. Had a nice family dinner. Hope everybody else's Thanksgiving was great. And we spoke about it. Champ is not saying he's out of it, but he feels a little less confident. He liked his team last year, but he's by no means is not going to quit. He said he's going to battle. He's going to defend his title. Happy to be in the playoffs. Happy to have a chance to defend it. Joe lost some receivers during the year. Mike Evans, DK Metcalf, they're back. I think Joe's going to get in the playoffs. I think he's going to play. If there's a team to fall out, it would be Joe. But these bottom four guys don't want to hear this, but I think Joe's going to stay at 10, and I think our bottom four is set. Obviously, Dave, Ryan Downs, Ryan Hannigan. If I had to choose one of them to get out, it's Ryan Downs, but I already wrote him off. And I'm writing off Hannigan, and I'm writing off Dave. It's over. Better luck next year. First round, you don't even get a chance to cut. Better luck next year. I hope you can focus your powers to Dynasty, where you can continue to do fantasy football all year long. I hope in your other leagues you're doing well. It sucks to be here. We've all been here, missed the playoffs. Sorry. But that'll wrap that up. Let's jump over into the recap and let's talk about last week. All right, we're back talking about last week. Here's the recap. Dave, sorry I had to do this to you. You know, a stinker out of Taylor didn't matter, but not a lot of our players performed as they should have, right? Just expect a little bit more. I, of course, left Bucky Irving on the bench. That won't happen again the rest of the season. Just want to say that. I believe it's his backfield. Happy I held. That 20 points could have been the difference for me catching up to Rob, so that may backfire on me if it comes down to getting into the playoffs on that benching. But, Dave, I'm writing you off, man. 4-8. I think that's it for your season. Here we go. Ryan, this was a must-win game for you. I think loser went home here. Piani bouncing back to 6-6 on a 3-game win string like I was talking about. Audric Estime is just, if I had to summarize your season, it's injuries, man. I thought you had an awesome draft. Thought you took some risk, right? Some players that have had health issues in the past, maybe a little couple older players, but Cooper Kupp, he looks great. I wonder where he'll go next year in the draft. I'm really curious. But if you had an RB2 here, maybe you're in this game. On the other side, though, for Piani, Ricky Pearsall, this was no Tyreek. That's why he got the start. I don't think we'll see Ricky Pearsall again in his lineup. I think Piani, for super teams that Piani's created, I don't think it's the best one he's ever done, but I think it's up there. I think it has a shot. I think he has a shot to compete coming out of the wild card. Happy to see that for him. Mikey versus the champ. Mikey living Laporta Loca, man. Laporta came through for you this week, huh? We're a little late on the episode, but he came through this week. But it's been a down year for Laporta. Terry McLaurin, that was kind of a late surge for you, too. That kind of helps you get over the hump here. Jacoby Myers has been a pleasant surprise. Number one there in Vegas. That Bo Nix trade came through for you here, too, champ. Daniel's 30. Wow. Mikey's going to be a problem. Got Breece Hall here. This was Mikey's bye week. Look at that. No Darnell Mooney, no Breece Hall, no Evan Ingram. He still put up 127. Mikey got a real shot. To win the championship again. Imagine getting 2. This will be your 3rd one if you make it. How about Danger Matt flexing his muscles here on Big Mike, not giving him a chance. Mike Williams didn't matter. 137. Special teams wasn't even that great. It was Jonnu Smith and Zach Ertz. That's a throwback right there. We're starting 2 tight ends that do that. You would have told me these guys were going to outscore Brock Bowers. I would have told you you're lying. I would have said no way. CD, though, that trade worked out for you, Big Mike. I wouldn't sweat that. I know you're not. I'm just saying that out loud. That trade worked out. Man. Yeah, Matt gets that Week 14 bye. Doesn't have to worry about Lamar. He's going to be fine. I like Danger here. I like his shot. He had Baker. It didn't even matter. Didn't even matter. And this was Danny, who we laughed at his lineup as he picked up Drake May, started Alec Pierce, started Justice Hill, who put up 14. on the Chargers. Remarkable. This is insane. Rams D -3 against Philadelphia for Primo. Oh, I feel for Primo, man. I thought your draft was better this year. I really liked your team. I thought you had a good shot. I know you did too. Travis Kelce has been, I mean, this is a lethal tight end stack right here. Greg, aka George Kittle, and Travis Kelce. Incredible. Wasn't good enough though here. Now you're down to 4-8, and I think your season's over. Joe, by the smallest of margins, beating your rival in El Clasico. We gotta go to week 1, boys. I gotta know off the top here. Joe is 2-0 this year in the rivalry for El Clasico. Nate, I don't know what to say. Not much to say. 5-game skid. Wasn't your year, man. Had some studs here. Justin Jefferson. Aaron Jones was good when healthy. Malik Neighbors. Now it's onwards to Dynasty. It's so sad how I'm just coming down on you guys. It's Rob. This is what I'm talking about, man. 3-game skid here, like I said in the beginning. You're playing Xavier this week. I'd argue must-win game, but I think the other ones are must-win. I would take this one as an L. You're playing Xavier, you're probably not going to win. Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley. If one of them doesn't score 50, the other one does. It's absolutely insane. And when you get that kind of type of production out of Courtland Sutton, where your weakness is receiver, you're gonna win, hands down. His team has holes, but it doesn't matter because these other superstars are covering them. 159 out of Xavier. Incredible. All right, that'll wrap up the recap. Let's jump over to the Waiver Wired segment. Back here for the Waiver Wired segment. $12. Measly. There's no fab left, boys. $12 spent in week 13. Zach Charbonnet, which was a drop by Rob. He had to start a receiver last week. Dropped Charbonnet, got him back for 7. I'll tell you, Rob, I put 2 on him. So great job. I also put 5 on Jeremy McNichols. So the injuries, concussion, and then Brian Robinson's been hurt. Concussion on Eckler. I said, why not? Let's get a running back that could potentially do something for me. My season's coming to an end here. So, and I also picked up Devon Bele out of Denver. These are just dart throws. I like the Dallas Cowboys defense for Mike. They played New York on Thanksgiving, and I think it was fruitful. All right, let's jump out of this segment and predict the future. All right, we're back here to predict Week 13 now. It's a little easier to predict now that it's Friday and there's been 4 games played, but there's still some room for opportunity as I'm playing Piani here. Piani on a 3-game win streak. He's had some players go. Tyreek Hill did his thing, lost to Green Bay. That was a massacre by Green Bay, by the way. Miami can't play in cold weather games, man. I don't know what you had to do. He joked, right? The head coach joked about putting ice in his pockets. It's like, man, you got to toughen him up. I don't know what you could say. Patrick Mahomes just got done. That was a gutsy performance by Vegas, I will say. I watched that game in full. I thought they almost came back and won that thing. I think Kansas City you're gonna try a little harder here. It was a sick play by Travis Kelce in that game. It was a pitch. Catches the ball, laterals to Samaje Perine, gains another 7 yards. These are just intangibles from great players. I wish we'd see more of this in the league. But maybe if we did, we'd see more fumbles and get upset. But electric design, I will say. I'm going to take myself here. I left Kareem Hunt on the bench. I'm happy for it. Pacheco came back. I think that's over. I'm going to be rolling. I got a nice threesome here in Taylor, Irving, and Cook. So hoping we can get this victory. Rob scores a lot less points than me, and I am getting that bye. That would be a Christmas miracle, in my opinion. But anyways, good luck to you, Piani. We'll see how it finishes. Matt, playing the champ here. You'll take that out of Jonnu Smith. You'll take that every day of the week. 113? That's got to be bad for the champ. Though his players have shown up. I think I'm going to take Matt. I like Tony Pollard. Zach Ertz again. Are they going to put up 40 combined? Tennessee? It's a good defense. I don't know how great they are against tight ends, but he left Jaden Reed on the bench. That's instant regret for the champ. He's going with Pitts. We don't have another tight end. I don't like that, man. I don't like that one bit. That's terrifying. Hopefully Pitts can do something for you. Danny trying to finish off Dave here. Dave was probably licking his chops that first half against Detroit. I know I was. I'm playing somebody who has these same exact two players. Dave, I don't think so, man. I don't see it. I don't see it. It's possible, but like you need Mark Andrews and Marvin Harrison. You need a big game out of Hurts playing Baltimore. Joe Burrow, it's Pittsburgh. That's a good defense. I mean, there's a world here. 5-8, you get in, but I'm writing you off. I'm taking Danny. Joe is playing Big Mike. 13 out of Tucker Kraft. That's fantastic. But how about 31 out of Brock Bowers? Now, had I watched this game beforehand, I think I was still taking Big Mike because that Cowboys defense showed up. What a great ad. Mike could use a victory going in, get a higher seed, confirm that he'll be in the top 6. Way to finish the season here, Mike. Rooting for you. Rob, 11 out of Bates. That's it so far. I kind of want to bet on all the unders. Kind of want to bet on all Rob's players to score, do under what they're supposed to do. Single bets, Big Dave style. Primo, I wrote you off, man. Travis Kelce, 13.8. You should have got points for that lateral, like I was saying. I think you're going to beat him here, though. I need you. I wrote you off, but I need this victory here, and this victory could propel you. Could propel you 5-8, get in. I don't think it will, but let's see you get a victory here, finish strong on the season. Shout you out, Primo. Ryan Downs. Playing Nate. Yeah, this would just be disrespectful to lose to Nate. Nate's season is over. JSN and Njoku. Tank. This team looks good. We got Davis in there. Oh, man. We don't have a running back. No RB2 for the Wildcard champion. I think Nate's going to beat him here. So I know you hate to hear it. You hate to hear it, Ryan. Sorry. This is game of the week and could be a championship preview. Just want to throw that out there. Super exciting. High scoring affair here. Markey. I'm going to take Mikey. Chubba's back in that lineup. Chubba, he got paid and he gets the work there. I don't know if Brooks is going to take over that role like we think. I think it's going to be kind of similar to Detroit, right? There's 2 backs. They're both going to eat. Imagine if one went down, what would happen? But I'm going to take Mikey here. I'm going to take Mikey. And then, all right, let's jump out of here and go to the hotline real quick. Just a little outro. Short episode for us here, boys. All right, we're back for the Sandusky Hotline. It's been a wonderful season. Just want to say that. I've had a lot of fun. I'm in 4 leagues this year. Fantasy has been just as fulfilling as it ever has been. I just want to throw out the dynasty, and I just want to tell, the other 11 GMs who joined us this year to do the dynasty, thank you. This has been, I'm just upset we didn't do this sooner. I know I talked about it, I think, last year, but folks thought, and I kind of worded it that way, to replace the redraft league, which, no, everybody likes a redraft, It's nice to start fresh, completely from zero, do your research, pick your players. So I decided, let's do another league, and it worked out. That finished for the top 6. Only 6 get in. Only half of the league gets into the playoffs, which is incredible. Very cutthroat. Leaves a lot of room for, am I a contender? Am I not a contender? Am I playing for the future? Shout out Big Mike, who has, I believe, look, Mike might get the 113 pick, which is given to the person who does the worst in the toilet bowl, which is probably going to be Mike for what his points are for the season. He might have 5 first-round picks. That's incredible. Incredible what kind of package he can, what a fun offseason. I believe there's another GM with 2 first-round picks. Maybe it's Piani. I think it's Piani, yeah. So just what you can really do, in this offseason. And they say his draft class isn't, amazing, but for rookie prospects in fantasy, but I who knows, right? Imagine if Mike takes tight end, gets lucky again. Anyways, let's take it back to the Sandusky League. I was talking to Xavier, and I just want to throw this out there, and I'm gonna put it in the Little questionnaire we do. We're coming up on our 15th year reunion, right? I believe this is year 13. We started in 2012, so actually I think it's year 12. Next year's gonna be 13. So we got a couple years to think about this. Mike, Mikey's mentioned this before, but Xavier was recently talking to me. He's like, "Why don't we do a destination draft?" Now I know not everybody's gung ho for spending thousands of dollars on a fantasy weekend because you're already paying $200 to play, right? So let's try to get that out there early. Start saving now. Make a decision on location. Xavier had a great thought of renting like an Airbnb, like a giant cabin that we can all stay in and do like a whole weekend. Get out there like Friday afternoon, hang out, drink, whatever, play games. And then Saturday, do the draft. And then leave Sunday morning. I think it's a great idea. You might see more trades. What a way to, blow out the 15th year reunion. First time I'm bringing it up. I think it's a brilliant idea. Guys might want to go to Vegas and do that. I mean, I think we'll be able to put it up to a vote. I personally like the idea of a cabin. I think it's fun. We can really do it right. Grill some food. Survive. Anyways. Good luck to all the GMs out there that are still competing, which is almost everybody, which is incredible. For next week's episode, we will of course have the 4 wildcard teams. Hopefully myself is not included in that, even though I'll be. That'd be an electric episode if we can get all 4 of them. And we'll continue to finish out Second Take as we always do with the playoffs. I'll make sure to throw up the graphics so we can see it. So that's where we'll leave it. Quick episode. Had to get it in for you boys. We don't miss here. We'll be back next week. Better than ever. We'll get some Fantasy Jeopardy going again. I think that was a lot of fun coming down when we're just, especially like week 15 or week 16, we can definitely get some Fantasy Jeopardy in. I'm pretty excited about that. But anyways, hope your Thanksgiving weekend is fruitful. Enjoy yourselves. Stay safe. Good luck to all your fantasy players and fantasy bets.